The engineering design process is where you identify a problem, where you're brainstorming and planning a way to solve that problem, where you're making some sort of a solution to solve that problem and you're testing it. Then you're seeing if it works, you're evaluating and you're improving it. If it doesn't work, you want to tweak this, you want to do that, and then you're sharing your knowledge with a group in order to learn from each other. Now, this isn't a linear process because sometimes engineers come at it from different angles, and sometimes those aren't the exact words that describe the engineering design process, but the process is still the same. And these are the practices and the skills that real engineers use when solving problems.
It's them going back to fix whatever the problem is and not giving up right there, because that's what many young people tend to do. You know what, forget it, I'm not going to do it over.
We tried our best. It doesn't really matter if you win or not. We worked together and we collaborated on the work. And now we would not feel salty, like kids these days, salty.
I think that by making it clear that this is engineering, it helps them be clear that this is an avenue in the future for employment. This is how engineers think. This is how scientists think. And that's why I'm explicit in that way, because I think that growing up, kids have an idea about what a scientist does, and it's kind of like a narrow idea.
When you give students an engineering design problem, give them one that they don't already know how to solve. An authentic problem that really challenges them to come up with a solution and try it is much more engaging and calls on those science and engineering skills than a project that kids already know how to figure out.
My favorite part of the engineering design process is how students communicate what they're doing. Now, often communication may be seen at the end of the engineering design process, but I always push the students to communicate in between.
You're probably going to change things 50 times. There are people who had 150 different inventions, but it takes that patience, it takes that perseverance, and I want kids to understand that.